Good day, everyone. Welcome to week number 10 for Decipher WARS Radio. My name is Mark Tuttle. I am your host. We are 40 days and counting until the release of WARS TCG. Now, let me start off this week's show by apologizing about the quality and change of format for last week's show. We were live at Gen Con. It was very difficult to do the full show with everything else going on, but we are back up to speed now. And let's wrap up Gen Con while we are at it. First of all, let me set the scene for you. We did hundreds of demos of WARS TCG throughout the weekend. We started first thing on Thursday morning, never let up. Oftentimes, we actually had to ask players to come back later because our demo team, which incidentally was the largest we had brought for any show before, was completely full, so people had to keep coming back by to see if they could get a WARS demo in. We also set a new record for Decipher tournaments. We held that tournament on Saturday afternoon, which started at about 4 o'clock, went till almost 3 a.m. the following morning, and set a record, again, for number of attendance, over 200 people at that tournament. It was also one of the biggest tournaments that they had at Gen Con for any game. Not bad for a game that has a month and a half until release. The designer card sounder on the booth was awesome. Designer Tom Lischke was there doing the text. Artist Kieran Yanner did the art on a lucky member from the crowd, so that was a lot of fun. It was really educational, too, because folks got to see exactly what goes into making a card in a trading card game. Now, the big thing that we did at Gen Con was the Saturday morning presentation. We had people waiting in line for hours prior to the opening of the doors. Somewhere between 600 and 700 people attended the presentation. They got to see the video, heard the question and answer session. We had Mike Stackpole, we had John Howe, Warren Holland, we had some guys from sales and marketing and the design team there on that panel. And these folks at the presentation also got a chance to win uncut sheets from the demo decks, complete sets of WARS TCG, and one lucky winner, Mr. Mike Binnen, drew a gold ticket in his demo deck, and he gets his face put on a future card, so he was thrilled about that. So Gen Con was a huge success. We spoiled lots of art from WARS TCG that nobody had seen before, and really just got everybody pumped and quite excited. I talked to a lot of retailers who say that they are ready for WARS TCG. All the players that I saw take demos were thrilled with the game, excited about the game, and ready to play. And we passed out literally hundreds, in fact, well over 1,000 T-shirts at this event with WARS TCG, so you'll probably be seeing some of those pop up in your local play groups. Now, news of the week, winners of the WARS Radio contest at Virtual DecipherCon. Now, for those of you who couldn't attend Gen Con or DecipherCon, we set up the Virtual DecipherCon for you, which went mostly according to plan. We had some snafus there, but what we did is we hid 4 secret words throughout the coverage of Virtual DecipherCon Thursday through Sunday. All you had to do was find the 4 words, be the first 10 people to email those words to me, and you would get a great prize. These were the fastest 10 out of the hundreds of emails that I received. And by the way, I should point out that all of these winners got their emails in within about 3 minutes of the reveal for secret word number 4. They were Jeff Peck from Toronto, Ontario, Peter Kelleher from Billings, Montana, Paul Hung from Chicago, Illinois, Karsten Feyerabend from Hildesheim, Germany, Kevin Klager from Wichita, Kansas, Chris Anderson, Macon, Georgia, Sean Morrison, Marietta, Georgia, Chris Knudsen, or Knudsen perhaps, from Copenhagen, Denmark, Sean Sullivan from Watertown, Massachusetts, and Ryan, it looks like Vresix from Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Congratulations, you guys. You were the top 10 winners. Here's what you get. You get the Gen Con WARS TCG presentation kit. That sets you up with a WARS TCG t-shirt and some demo decks and also that story by Michael Stackpole. So congratulations to you guys. Thanks for participating with us at Virtual DecipherCon. All right, weekly interview this week. Folks, I've got a couple of interviews here. We got the chance to take our roving microphone around DecipherCon, and here are some of the snippets of conversations we had with players Jared Burbach, Stephanie Kiezy, Hayes Hunter, and Chris Heinz.
We're here with Jared Burbach. Jared was officially the first person seeded in the first WARS TCG tournament ever. Jared, what do you think your chances are?
So hopefully I'm also not the first person to lose out horribly, but I think I'm doing okay. We've got a few good trades in, a few extra decks. I think we're going to do pretty good. I'm really excited about it.
All right, so you took your demo decks and you did a little trading and did a little reconstruction on it. You got a 40-card deck that you think will take you through this, right?
Absolutely. I don't know. I think I got these guys pretty much on lockdown. I hope I can take the whole thing, but you never know.
Just between you and me, who are you playing?
I am playing the Mavericks combined with the not the Ganjins, I'm sorry, the Earthers. I was going to play the Ganjins, but Earthers made the cut in the end.
And what shirt are you wearing?
I am wearing the Mavericks because they are insane.
Hayes, this is your first Wars TCG tournament. Obviously, you have a long history with Star Wars Ccg, other Decipher games. What do you think? What do you think of the gameplay? How do you think you're going to do?
Well, it's not a matter of thinking. I know I'm going to win $1,000, and I think the game is really good. I'm really excited about it. Can't wait for this tournament to be over. Can't wait for Essen and Vegas and so forth.
Now, during the presentation this morning, you were quite excited about the mention of the $10,000 tournament at Essen. Does that mean you're making the trip?
Yes, booked my plane ticket a week ago.
So you're all ready to go?
That's correct.
Anybody going with you?
Probably 6 or 7 guys that play L5R and used to play Star Wars that are interested in getting into the game.
All right, so the American contingent's on their way to Essen?
Yes.
All right, buddy, good luck today.
Thanks a lot.
We're talking to Stephanie Kiezy. Stephanie is one of the women in the tournament today for the Wars TCG. Stephanie, when did you demo the game?
Yesterday.
What do you think?
Oh, it's great.
What are you playing today? Now, you're wearing a Maverick shirt.
I'm playing Maverick.
Staying true, you are now part of the Maverick faction?
Oh, that'd be rocking.
Are all of your pieces and parts original?
Yes.
Because you know the Mavericks, they like to, change things a little bit.
But I wouldn't tell you if I did.
All right. If you could change any one thing, if you're going to join the Maverick culture, and you could change anything about yourself, maybe add some cybernetic enhancements, maybe something, use your imagination. What would it be? What would you have the Maverick doctors do?
Built-in weaponry.
You heard that? Built-in weaponry. You're in trouble. Okay, we're talking to Chris Heinz, the first ever tournament winner for Wars TCG. Chris, it was a long, late night last night.
Yes, it was, but I had a lot of practice as I come from Las Vegas, and I'm used to staying up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, so I was kind of hitting my groove about 1 o'clock.
Tell us what you were playing in the tournament.
I was playing a Maverick Earther deck, so I had some Earther in there, but mostly Maverick.
Okay, and of course these were the demo decks that we passed out. You modified yours just a little bit. What kind of things did you put in? What kind of things did you take out?
I actually went with 4 of the Riflemen. I had 4 sidearms, of course. Sidearms, very powerful card in the game. 3 of the Gamblers, because they remind me of Mike Gerard. I had a couple of Shift-In Tactics. It's a great card. I loved it. I don't know. The deck just seemed to work. I seemed to get everything out. Ran very smoothly. Had about 8 locations in the deck. Also splashed in some bots and some ships to cover space and a few pilots.
Now tell us about your history with the Star Wars CCG.
Wow, actually with Star Wars, I started back in 1994. I was contacted, I volunteered to be a volunteer for Decipher, and Kendrick contacted me to run the first territorial out in Las Vegas, and I set it up with my brother. We had some of the old Decipherians playing, Mr. Kevin Reitzel, Mr. Kyle Hoyer, Kevin of which who won the tournament, and I played Star Wars from there on out. I was a Decipher. I was Gold 8, ran a lot of tournaments, went to a lot of tournaments, and got a lot of other players in the Vegas area involved.
Do you find yourself able to slip back into the groove very quickly with Wars TCG?
Well, you know what's surprising? I kind of read the rules just because I didn't want to make the mistake that some of the Star Wars players had of assuming the rules were like Star Wars. The rules are very similar, but there are some very, very big differences, and it costs some Star Wars players the games. I like this game actually a lot better. It's a lot smoother. The mechanics are a lot more fluid. I think this game's going to go far. I enjoyed playing every game. I played in between my tournament games because I wanted to play so much. So I really, really enjoyed this game a lot. And I think that the kudos to the game designers. They did a great job working out the mechanics to make it a one-deck game.
Now, during our Wars presentation yesterday, I jokingly said that you didn't have a chance at winning the tournament, and you did win it.
Yes, I did. Much to the chagrin of Mr. Hayes Hunter, who, as you know, made a little recorded statement too that he would win the tournament, and it was quite a unique finish.
Now he's going to Essen. Are you going to Essen?
Yes, there's about an 80% chance I go to Essen.
All right, but definitely you'll be at the tournament in Vegas next year.
Of course, I have to represent my city.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you, Mark.
Once again, I want to thank Jared, Stephanie, Hayes, and Chris for talking to us for Decipher Wars Radio. And incidentally, the tournament, the Wars TCG tournament, the final game was between Hayes Hunter and Chris Heinz, and even though Hayes had boasted that he was going to win the tournament, he did come in second place, so you certainly can't fault him for that. He said he was going to rank, and he did a great job in the tournament, and best of luck to those guys as they head off to Essen in October for that big $10,000 Wars TCG tournament. All right, big reveal time on Decipher Wars Radio. Now, this was correcting a mistake from last week. I accidentally gave this link out last week. We hadn't intended to put a big reveal up since we were doing so much for Virtual DecipherCon, but I got my notes confused and read this link anyways. This is your first peek at the product packaging for Wars TCG. This is what you're going to see sitting on your local store's shelves. Here you go, folks. Direct your URL to www.warstcg.com/articles/article.aspx ID equals 401. And there you go. That is the packaging for Wars TCG that you will be able to buy just 40 short days from right now. All right, for those of you who hate the email song, you didn't get it last week, but here it is. It's time for email.
We get email. We get your email every day.
All right.
Here's your mail today.
Email of the week, folks. Here we go. The first one is from Jared Kelsey from Oxnard, California. Jared says, Mark, thanks for Virtual DecipherCon. It was a lot of fun hunting for the words, and the extensive coverage really helped feeling like you were almost there. The demo decks are great. I'm already having fun with them. Question, I've seen the keyword Kaizen on a number of cards. Are these Kaizen the ones affected by the quantum foam, sort of like the Jedi of the Wars world? Kaizen sounds like it could be a Ganjin word. Is it, and what does it mean? Still loving the email song, Gerald Kelsey. All right. Jared, yes, you're actually correct. Kaizen are the characters that are being affected by the quantum particles that are pretty much bathing the entire solar system since the She planet appeared. And if you look at your demo decks, several of the bigger, more important characters with the better text on them do have the keyword Kaizen. Horatio Hicks and Jocelyn Swin from the Earther deck both have Kaizen on them. And over with the Mavericks, you've got the Gambler and you've got the Rifleman. All of them have great stats. They're a little higher in Destiny because they're better cards to get into play, and they can be game turners. Yeah, the Kaizen are the ones that are pretty much going to be the heroes and the villains, kind of the more keynote characters in Wars TCG. So yeah, good question there, Jared. Glad you're enjoying that. Email of the week. This is from Simon Carlson. Simon is from, he doesn't really say where he's from. He says, Dear Sirs, I recently played my first couple of games of Wars TCG with the demo decks. It was the best gaming experience I had since DecipherCon 2000 when I participated in the Star Trek CCG finals. Playing with the demo decks was extremely satisfying and left me with a warm feeling of excitement and pure joy. What an excellent game. So much to consider and so many options available in every game turn. And all this with just the demo decks. Just think of what it will be like when we have the entire first expansion to play with. This game has the potential to be the best TCG of all time. I've been excited about Wars TCG since the first announcement and eagerly awaited every bit of information released. There is, however, one thing I don't think you've given us yet. Since I like to play competitively, there's no way I will buy just a few cards. I want to get enough cards to be able to build at least a few strong tournament decks. That is why I think my question is somewhat important. What I'd like to know is the number of cards you are planning to release each year. How many expansions will you produce, and how large will those expansions be? Thanks for taking the time to read this. Sincerely, Simon Carlson. All right, Simon, good question. This will be our email of the week. The number of sets that we're going to release in the span of a year will probably be about 3. Of course, we're releasing on October 3rd, and that will be the first base set, which will have a little over 300 cards to it. That's called Incursion. Then the next set is going to come 3 months later, just so we can interject some more cards into the play environment right from the start. And then after that, we're going to release on 4-month intervals. As far as the actual numbers of cards per set, I don't know exactly what that'll be yet, but we'll make an announcement on that very soon. So kind of look at seeing about 3 sets every year is what we'll do for Wars TCG. Simon, thanks for the email. You are the winner of the week for our email of the week. We're out of the convention kits from Gen Con, so we'll find something else cool to send you for email of the week. If you'd like to send an email, it's real simple, folks. Send it to wars.radio@decipher.com. Now, next week, Earther Week begins on Monday. We'll have lots and lots of great stuff. We'll reveal more cards. We'll have a new Michael Stackpole story and more big surprises for you. Earther Week starts on Monday, and then we'll wrap up Earther Week with Decipher Wars Radio next Friday with another show. All right, folks, once again, if you have comments, suggestions, feedback, and if you had a lot of fun at DecipherCon, I'd like to hear about it. Email me at wars.radio@decipher.com. That's all for this week on Decipher Wars Radio.
is complete.